So it's never a good thing when a player gets injured, but I think there's some luck with this one. So the Minnesota Timberwolves obviously had Cat go down the other day with what looked to be an Achilles injury, but now it's proclaimed to be a calf strain or a calf injury. And that's going to hold him out till January. And the reason why I'm highlighting this as some good luck is this gives Minnesota a chance to see, is Rudy Gobert actually a good fit with the Timberwolves? They've got their sample size with this core and Cat, and they kind of know what the ceiling is. Now they've got an opportunity to declog the paint, have Rudy as the center officially, and then see what they can put around him. I mean, it's not going to be easy to trade one of those two pieces, but they really do probably need to pick one and go in that direction. And I know that this directly contradicts my take that the Minnesota Timberwolves would be interesting at the beginning of the season, but I'm officially selling my stock. I'm jumping off that bandwagon. Um, so the take is, in case I didn't summarize it well, the Cat's injury is a good thing for Minnesota.
I feel like you're building in a trade as well. It's almost like maybe we should
No, no,
trade Cat
no,
or
no.
Gobert.
They just got to figure it out. They've got a unique opportunity to get a different sample size with the center in there, and then they'll have some metrics to compare against that, and they'll kind of know where can we go from this.
My first impression when I saw the news that Cat's out 6 to 8 weeks, I think, isn't it? 6 to 8 weeks takes
Yeah.
them through to the new year. And then obviously Gobert now is the sole franchise big, I guess, in that sort of sense. Was this is a disaster for the T-Wolves. Uh, I think if it was the other way around, okay, which we've obviously seen a sample size of whole of last season to the greater extent. Yeah. I think that would have probably assisted the T Wolves to get their season perhaps back on track. And obviously, so far, I think it's been up and down, and probably not surprisingly, adding a piece here that has challenges to fit around the current pieces they already had. Sort of having to take out a few of those rotation players from last season that are no longer there. And some of those changes, I guess, that have occurred, it was always going to be up and down to a certain extent. I think now, I think my opinion here is that, sure, you're sort of saying that this is a good thing that it allows us for the T-Wolves to evaluate Gobert solely as their big man in the paint, yeah. But I think that this is going to cost the T-Wolves potentially a top six finish. And we had both, I think, picked them in the top six finish. Okay. And now hopefully it's more like 6 weeks rather than the 8 weeks. Okay. And I think the metrics for Gobert at the T Wolves, which is a whole new club for him, whole new team for him, let's be clear. So it's not like his fault in a sense, have not been really positive when Cat sits. Okay. And I think that's the part where I think the T Wolves are going to be going down the slide right now in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And they'll probably be sitting in that play-in spot and then see what they can do with the rest of a few months up their sleeve.
See, I'm jumping off the whole playoff thing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think that they've really got to figure out what to do with these pieces moving forward. And I'm talking about next season. So that's where their sample size really comes into effect, to kind of know, what do they have, what works, what doesn't, and what is a good direction moving forward. Because Minnesota has really trickled, along the way. Jimmy Butler got them into their first playoff series prior to last year, and it's been a relatively similar core, or at least the franchise player has been built around. And, that's, I mean, look, if you're Minnesota, you've got a lot of star power to your club and not a lot of success to show for it. I mean, you could make a case of say Sacramento has less star power, but is having more success. And, Minnesota really, I think they've been gifted something here. And obviously, it's up to everyone else to take the opportunities that will be presented from a lack of playing time from a superstar like this. But um, yeah, it can't stay this way for Minnesota.
So who's the biggest winner here? If there's a benefit here.
Maybe Ant Edwards, because he finally will be able to dunk because people won't be clogging the paint for him. Who knows?